power, money, fear. From the streets of Brooklyn to the deserts of Las Vegas, from Chicago's violent gangs to Colombia's cocaine empire, these men ruled with bullets and bribes, built criminal empires, and became legends of organized crime, counting down the most famous gangsters in history. Who he was and how he became famous, Bugsy Siegel. An American gangster who essentially created modern Las Vegas and turned the desert into the capital of casinos. Early life: he was born in 1906 in a poor Jewish immigrant neighborhood in Brooklyn. From childhood, he lived among criminals, gangs, and street fights. As a teenager, he started with racketeering, demanding money from shop owners for protection. If someone refused, they were beaten, or their store was burned down. Later, together with Meyer Lansky, he created the Bugs and Meyer Gang, which was involved in racketeering, alcohol smuggling, during Prohibition contract killings, gambling, kidnappings. They became some of the most dangerous gangsters in New York. Business and money. His main project was the Flamingo Casino in Las Vegas. He wanted to build a luxury casino for rich people and Hollywood stars. Casino construction. $6 million today, that is about $100 million. The original budget was $1.5 million. He exceeded the budget by 4 times. The mafia lost millions of dollars, but later the casino started making huge profits. He basically made Las Vegas what it is today. Interesting facts: friends with Hollywood actors, dated actresses, wore expensive suits, was very aggressive and could kill a man over an insult. Suspected in dozens of murders. Got the nickname Bugsy from the word bug, crazy. Downfall. The mafia decided he was stealing money from the casino and losing their money. In 1947, he was shot. 9 bullets were fired into him. He was killed in his girlfriend's house. The hit was likely ordered by his partner. After his death, the Flamingo Casino started making millions. Lucky Luciano. Who he was and how he became famous. Lucky Luciano was the man who created the modern mafia system in the United States. He united different gangs into one organization and created a structure that allowed organized crime to earn millions of dollars. Early life and rise. He was born in Sicily in 1897 and moved to New York as a child. He started with small crimes like theft, racketeering, and gambling. Over time, he became one of the smartest and most powerful mobsters because he understood that cooperation was more profitable than gang wars. Business. Created the 5 families of New York, created the Mafia Commission, controlled over 1,000 mobsters, earned millions of dollars per year, made money from gambling, prostitution, bootlegging, and racketeering. Interesting facts. Survived a brutal attack and got the nickname Lucky. Helped the U.S. government during World War II. Preferred business and organization over violence. Changed the mafia from street gangs into a national organization. Downfall. Arrested in 1936. Sentenced to 30 to 50 years in prison. Served about 10 years. Deported to Italy. Died at 64 years old from a heart attack. John Dillinger. John Dillinger was the most famous bank robber in the United States during the Great Depression. He became a national celebrity because newspapers wrote about his robberies and prison escapes almost every day. Early life and rise. He was born in 1903. In 1924, he was arrested for robbery and sent to prison. In prison, he met professional criminals who taught him how to rob banks and plan escapes. After his release, he created his own gang and started robbing banks across the country. Business/crimes. Robbed banks across several states. Robbed police stations to steal weapons. Organized a professional robbery gang. Became public enemy #1 in the USA. Interesting facts. Escaped from prison multiple times. One escape was with a wooden gun. Had plastic surgery to change his face. Tried to burn off his fingerprints with acid. Many people helped hide him from the police. Downfall. Betrayed by an informant. Shot by FBI agents in 1934. Killed near a movie theater. Died at 31 years old. 24 banks robbed. 4 prison escapes. $300,000 stolen. 10 people killed by his gang. Al Capone. Al Capone was the most famous mafia boss in Chicago during Prohibition. He became rich and powerful by controlling illegal alcohol, gambling, and prostitution. Early life and rise. He was born in 1899 in New York, in a poor immigrant family. As a teenager, he joined a gang, and later moved to Chicago to work for the mafia. After his boss retired, Capone became the most powerful crime boss in Chicago. Business. Controlled illegal alcohol during Prohibition. Controlled gambling and prostitution. Bribed police and politicians. Had a large criminal organization. Interesting facts. Known as Scarface, because of a knife scar on his face. Responsible for the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Lived in luxury with mansions, cars, and bodyguards. Opened free soup kitchens during the Great Depression. Downfall. Arrested for tax evasion. Sentenced to prison. Served time in Alcatraz. Became seriously ill in prison. Died at 48 years old. $100 million per year income. 1,000 plus people in his organization. 7 people killed in St. Valentine's Day massacre. 11 years prison sentence. Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar was the richest drug lord in history and the leader of the Medellin cartel. He controlled most of the cocaine traffic into the United States and became one of the richest criminals in the world. Early life and rise. He was born in Colombia in 1949. As a teenager, he sold stolen goods, smuggled cigarettes, and sold fake documents. Later, he entered the drug business and built a huge cocaine empire. Business. Controlled the Medellin cartel. Smuggled cocaine into the United States. Controlled a large part of the cocaine market. Built a huge drug empire. Interesting facts. Had so much money that he stored cash in warehouses. Spent thousands of dollars on rubber bands for money. Built houses, football fields, and a zoo. Many poor people protected him from police. Downfall. Hunted by police and military for years. Lost power after cartel wars. Shot and killed in 1993. Died at 44 years old. $60 million per day income. $20 to $25 billion per year. 30 billion net worth. 80% of cocaine market. They had money, power, and control, but almost all of them ended the same way: killed, arrested, or on the run. The criminal world can give you everything, but it always takes something back. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and comment.